Are you a how-to addict? Today we're going to talk about that. Welcome to the show. What's up everybody? Justice here, your favorite life coach. I help entrepreneurs, leaders just like you figure out what's next, especially when they're asking, what now? I've had these coaching calls and I've noticed something that happens with my clients. Whenever I'm sharing with them and I'm asking questions and we're getting deep into what their issue is and what they need to do and how can they overcome it, I'll get this question that shows me that they're how-to addicts. Now they'll say, so Justice, what do you think I should do? And I'll go, well, that's up to you. What do you want to do? And they'll go, I'll see them look around for a little bit, thinking, and then they think they're smart, and they ask me this, well, Justice, if you were in my shoes, how would you go about doing this? And I'm like, that's just another how-to question. And so it happened twice this week, and so I'm coming to you guys today to help solve your addiction to how-to. Now, some of you are probably wondering, where did this come from? Us needing to know how to do everything. Where in the past, we didn't have all of this technology, YouTube, Facebook, we could just Google anything and find out how to do it. And so what it's taken away, I believe, from my generation, especially millennials and everyone under that age, is that we don't want to go and figure something out on our own. We don't want to be creative. I think we're losing our creativity, our problem-solving ability. And I think that is what makes us unique as entrepreneurs, is that we will go out and solve problems. We'll go, we'll think, we'll get creative, we'll create a solution, we'll package it, we'll show it to everybody and say, you can buy this solution from me. And that's how people get rich. But what's happening is there's been so many people that show up on YouTube, on Instagram with a how-to. They'll have a book, they'll have a thing. And what they're really saying is, here's what I did to get a solution. You can do it too. These are principles. But instead of taking them as principles, we take them as like the Bible. And we're like, this is the word, I must do it thy this way, or thy will die. So when something doesn't work, we go back to the expert. We go, hey, I did it the way you said and it didn't work. You don't work. You're a scammer. And it's not that. It's that they figured out a way to work it. They gave you the system that worked, and systems grow old. Systems grow old. So what ends up happening is you put your faith in the system because you're lazy. How do you like that? You're lazy. You don't want to put in the time to create a way of solving a problem in a unique way that's new. So you take the old way and you just do it the old way and you do it their way and you only do it their way, and then it stops working and you don't know what to do because your creativity muscle is gone. You don't have one. You never had to be creative. So then you go, well, how do I do this? And you show up to somebody like me and you're going, everything's falling apart. I don't know what to do. How do I solve this? And I go, well, let's get creative. What do you want? And they go, I don't know what I want. Well, we can't create something when you don't know what you want. Then they go, well, I want this, which is really what they say they want, is just what they've been trained to say what they want. So they hear it on YouTube or on the internet about what they should want, financial freedom, all that kind of stuff. They don't even really know what that means, and then they say they want it. I can't tell you how many people say they want $1 million when they don't need that much money. They just say they want $1 million, okay? Because they've been trained. Why is it always $1 million? They've been trained by everyone that it's $1 million. $1 million is the goal. If I said, hey, what about $700,000? They'd be like, well, yeah, that's great too. What about 600,000? Well, I'll take 600. Yeah, sure. What about 5? Yeah. So it's really not the million. You've been trained to think that. Well, they'll say, hey, I want $1 million. How do I get there? And I go, I don't know. What are your skills? What are your gifts? What are your strengths? What do you like to do? What is the greatest value you provide to people? And they'll go, never really thought about that. I don't really want to be seen by other people, and they don't know. They have no practice. So then they go, Justice, well, if you're in my shoes, what would you do? Well, I'll never be in your shoes, and I never want to be in your shoes. I want to be me. And guess what? Sometimes it takes longer for people like you and I to sit down and think about what we really want and come up with a solution. Maybe you're the author that's gonna create the new system. Have you ever thought about that? That maybe you're the person who's so frustrated that other people's systems aren't working that you create a new system that'll work for the next 5 to 10 years that other people will use and get extremely wealthy off of. Could it be you? But no, you don't think you have what it takes, or your creativity muscle is weak. It's dormant. So how do you strengthen it? Well, if you're wanting to be a coach or a business owner, you gotta get out and be with people and figure out what are the problems that they have. What are the problems that you're interested in solving? And can you make it easier, more convenient, cheaper, all of those things for them to get the result they want? That's your job. But most of you don't wanna do that. Why? Because it's hard. Well, I wanna encourage you guys. Do the hard thing that produces the greatest result for people. And then, you know what? You'll change some lives. You'll impact some people. You'll change their kids' lives. And wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be worth it? I talked with a guy today and I realized he was addicted to the how-to. And when I told him about what he's gonna need to do, he said, well, that sounds hard. And I'm like, yeah, but it's worth it. And what you do, I told him this, it might not make everyone go crazy, but you might change your daughter's life. And I think that's when he got it. Because at the end of the day, we can do the easy thing. But are we really gonna remember it? Is it really gonna impact people's lives? Let's get creative about solving people's problems. Look, I know this was quick, but I don't wanna fill it up with fluff. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, share it, do all the things, whatever. But just know that I'm your favorite life coach, and I'm gonna help you figure out what's next, especially when you're asking, what now? Let's go.